Hi guys, GameTalk Go Ahead Eagles Ajax 2-1. 2-1 for Go Ahead Eagles. We lost. I'm quite deflated actually after that performance. PapiMento,
Flabbergasted, man.
flabbergasted. I honestly cannot laugh after this performance. But what happened today? I mean, how can we lose to Go Ahead Eagles with all due respect?
Look, the goals from Go Ahead were kind of lucky, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But them coming into that position in the first half, that first half was terrible. Just the mindset, the way we engaged in every duel with the opponent. They were the better team, and they were creating the better chances. And I thought that it was Ajax from the second half of Benfica. That bad. They just took that form and continued today. I thought they thought it would be like, let's go have a practice match against Go Ahead, and let's have fun like we do in the training. But no.
So you blame it on mentality,
Oh,
basically.
definitely, because if you see what we did in the second half, we can have control over the match. If it's not 2-0 behind, you still win that match. We had problems before in the arena against this team. Also a draw, and we couldn't score against them. So you know what kind of game you're expecting, right?
Yeah.
Why would you give away your goal so easy? And at least on the pitch, give a little bit more fight. Go in there, like show what you're made of. You didn't even one statement. I think Go Ahead didn't even have a card in that game. Maybe one yellow. I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
That shows already for me that Ajax wasn't in top form, because if they are in top form or they're playing their normal game, every opponent will have difficulties against us. And it wasn't the case this time. And it went far too easy for them to contain us and make sure we don't get any chances. And I think this was one of the easiest games they could have had against Ajax.
Collective failure, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Or should we highlight a couple of players?
We should highlight a couple of players. I think Blind was one of the worst today. Seriously, I was so pissed with him. But you also noticed, again, our coach leaving him on the pitch and blaming it all on Wrench, taking him off after 45 minutes. But Blind, you leave on the pitch. Didn't do much better in the second half. I don't understand why Nico isn't an option in certain cases like this. I think our midfield was a little bit better when Gravenberg and Danilo came in, but not many chances. And even the goal from Berghuis was a lucky goal, Juan. So you can't be very enthusiastic about the performance of the second half either. I think they played better, yes, but it wasn't enough for the win. And I think Go Ahead deserved that win against us today.
Yeah, so let me just say one thing. Of course, we had a couple of changes in the starting lineup. We had Onana as a goalkeeper. We have Wrench, as you mentioned, starting as a right back, and we had Schuurs in the center. Yeah. Does that affect the team that much that we are not organized in the back, or do you think this is nothing to do with that? It's really mentality, like you said.
I think there were too many on the pitch that were just dealing with their own issues. That it wasn't really a team. Everybody was far below par. The midfield was constantly too late. They were winning every little duel on the midfield, continuing from there. It's like almost like Ajax didn't come with the right mindset to this game, and I blame it on that for sure.
Okay, so let me stretch it a little bit. Mm-hmm. You're talking about like maybe we don't have the mentality. Can it be that we are not fresh anymore? I mean, honestly, I see the same players playing over and over and over again. And I understand from Ten Hag's point of view, and we have been discussing this for this season, last season, that we always play the same players.
Yeah.
Whether it's Go Ahead Eagles or Benfica in the Champions League. Mm-hmm. Ten Hag always goes with the strongest 11, which we understand. But throughout the season, you see like with Wrench. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to blame Wrench for this. He didn't play well. I have to be honest. But he gets out. I mean, it's a young player. Last year, he was very important. This year, because Mazraoui is having an amazing season, he's not the first option anymore, which we understand. But he doesn't get a lot of chances. And now he gets a chance, and he's subbed after 45 minutes. I mean, these kind of things also happen. This discussion was that Ten Hag always said, yeah, when I give the youngsters a chance or the bench players a chance, they don't show me the same as the starting 11. But at the same time, my question to you is, isn't it the other way around? aren't we playing the starting 11 so many times over and over and over again that the other players, the bench players, don't have any rhythm? They cannot force anything when you come in.
A couple of things on this. We saw the interview of Mazraoui saying after the Benfica game, it was an intense match.
Yeah.
Okay. Meaning it was draining on almost every player on that pitch.
Yeah.
Today, who do you see up front? The same Tadic, Haller, Anthony. No other options. They had a difficult game in Benfica. I think they ran a lot too. So, of course, it's not going to be the same. But to be that naive to think that you won't need some changes up there for a full match against Go Ahead Eagles, that's kind of naive from the coach, I would say. And coming back to Wrench, look, he wasn't the worst. I think Blind even was worse in that first half, and he stayed. So there's definitely kind of a hierarchy going on with certain players that are always on the pitch. But what frustrates me is Wrench never gets like 15 or 20 minutes in the games that are easy. And then he comes into this game and you take him off after 45 minutes. What message are you sending the kid? And won't you break his spirit?
Or confidence.
By substituting him like that. That's almost like you're blaming him for the entire first half. And that's not the case. Everybody was playing bad. So I think he should be more careful with doing these kind of changes, especially with the youngsters. And he could have had a better message if he also took out Blind immediately with Wrench.
Yeah, so my point, that was one aspect. The second aspect is if you keep playing the same players over and over again, I mean, we know it from Timber.
Yeah.
He has been having some physical complaints already for some weeks. We know this. And he keeps playing and playing. And now we hear the same thing. We know Mazraoui, he started on the bench. There's a reason for that. I mean, if something happens, knock on wood, right? But if something happens with our forward players, because we keep playing over and over again, we don't have that many options either.
Exactly. And because the substitutions don't get many minutes, the last 20 minutes or something to prove themselves. Every time they come in, it looks like they're new to the team and nothing flows through them. And look, Haller, I wasn't very happy with his performance either. I think he was very sloppy as a target man.
Yeah.
But he wasn't winning his header duels either against the defender. So
but don't forget, they're playing with 5 players, at the back.
I understand.
It's not easy.
But
either.
You're not winning the headers.
Okay.
So why keep him there and not put Tadic to the 9? Let Darami come in.
But that's something, look, but then we're talking about the same thing again, because then let's say he does that, which he hasn't done actually this year, I think. But if he does that, that will be the first time he tries something new, in the 18-19 we did that. So it wouldn't be completely new. But I think if you're not winning it with the long balls with Haller and you're not winning it over the ground, what else is there, man? Okay.
I mean, try something else. We need different options and we need Tadic to sometimes move up to the 9. And nobody should have a clean slate on in the team. No, every time you have to perform, you're not performing, you get substituted or we try something new with you.
Yeah, so you're actually saying that there's clearly preferences from Ten Hag with certain players.
Definitely, because everybody saw how bad Blind was today and he wasn't substituted. And I thought Nico did very well at Benfica when he came in. And Blind was also one of the weakest links in that second half. So why not motivate Taifiko a little bit more and give him the chance today to give Blind rest, let's say, and give the Taifiko some
exactly.
minutes.
So we're talking both points, right? We're talking about resting and we're talking about giving others a chance as
well.
Maybe
he's not in form. Maybe he also has pain, Blind, and it's not his best days.
If you look at it very black and white, we played our strongest players today and we lost. You could have easily played with the B players.
And you know what frustrates me more? Blind, he's not there for the defensive work. So I'm not going to even blame him for, the bad defending he did on the first and second goal, I think. Anyway, but on the ball, wow, even worse. So I don't know what you expect as Ten Hag to have him on the field and being so bad on the ball as well. So what's the added value of having a Blind on your pitch?
Yeah. Look, again,
we're talking. I'm pissed.
It's understandable. It's understandable. Look, let's just think ahead. How do we move from here? I mean, we're only now 2 points. It was 5 points. We're 2 points. PSV won, even though it was a difficult match for them today. They still won the game.
Yeah. But with a red card. So,
but still, 3 points are 3 points. I mean, at the end, the points count. Now it's 2 points, which is even worse. If we drew, at least with our goal difference, we would have had an advantage. But now, no more slip-ups. We have 10 games to go.
Exactly.
How do you see that?
How do I see that? I see a couple of negative things. I see a couple of positive things. A couple of positive things is Brubby will be back soon. I saw Kudis making some minutes today, and I thought he did okay. So there's positives there. The negative is if people want points against Ajax, just play how Go Ahead Eagles did, because still we don't have an answer against them. In the arena, we didn't have any goals that we could have made against them. Today it looked almost like we couldn't score again. So just copy that tactic, and Ajax will be in huge problems because Ten Hag hasn't figured it out yet.